The receptionist looked down on me, not knowing that I was the owner of the hotel chain. At 36 years old, I own a hotel chain that I expanded after my father passed it down to me in my late 20s. I grew the business by strategically placing the locations near highways and tourist spots in several states. I have several female managers who manage my hotels in different states, and I make sure to visit each property throughout the year. After my husband and I recently had our youngest daughter, I decided to take the family on a road trip. My husband and I always prefer driving to flying because he gets anxious about flying. We plan to visit our favorite beach in Florida, intending to give him some relaxation after the pregnancy. The trip was long but enjoyable. We had fun with our children and the newborn. During the journey, I thought it would be a good idea to stop at my hotels along the way. This allowed me to spend quality time with my family while also checking on the properties, so I wouldn't have to visit them again for the next few months. After hours of driving, we decided to stay at one of my hotels in Alabama. We arrived at 3 p.m. and went to the counter where the receptionist was. The receptionist looked up from her computer with an uninterested expression as we approached. I politely asked for 2 adjoining rooms with a view, if possible, trying to maintain a cheerful demeanor despite the fatigue from the long drive. Without looking up from the screen, she curtly asked if I had a reservation. I admitted that I had not made a reservation, explaining that we had decided to stop there on a whim as part of our travel tradition. I laughed, trying to lighten the mood. Her attitude remained unchanged and she audibly sighed, meeting my eyes with disinterest and mild irritation. "Well, without a reservation, I can't guarantee anything special. It's the busy season, you know," she said. I acknowledged her point, apologized, and agreed that I should have made a reservation. She sighed again, shook her head, and muttered something under her breath. Noticing this, I asked if there was a problem, still smiling. Her eyes widened, perhaps surprised by my question. She seemed to realize she had shown frustration, but instead of apologizing, straightened up. "It's just that we have a lot of guests coming through, and it's hard to accommodate everyone's requests without proper planning," she replied defensively. She added, "And you deciding to come here without a reservation is inconsiderate of the people who work here." I was shocked by her bluntness, but kept my composure, smiling. I told her I understood and appreciated her honesty. I apologized again for the inconvenience and asked if there were any other rooms available. She informed me that there was only one room left, but it wasn't adjoining and didn't have a view. I accepted the room, paid for it, and asked my husband to take the children and settle in while I stayed behind. As my family walked away, I looked at the receptionist again, who still seemed uninterested. I began calmly, "You know, I've been in the hospitality business for quite some time now." She continued looking at the computer, ignoring me. I couldn't believe her indifference. It was clear she had no idea who I was or the nature of my visit. The story ends here, but you can check if there's a part 2 by clicking share and more.